Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to another fantastic game of StarCraft 2. This one is being played between VT Gaming's Pokebunny, he is the blue Terran, down here in the bottom left corner of Xel'Naga Caverns, and his opponent today is Dignitas Naniwa, the pink Protoss, up here in the top right corner. This is a best of 3 series being played for MLG Dallas 2011. If you watched any of that stream, you probably already know who wins this game, but if you haven't, or you don't know who wins, then this should be pretty exciting stuff. I don't even know why I said that. But anyway, this is the first game that I've cast in probably 2 full weeks. I've been spending a lot of time at the Root Gaming House, as you guys probably know, and then of course I did go to Major League Gaming Dallas and saw all the players and all the sweet, awesome media people who were there, all kinds of new people I've never met before, from like Justin TV and IGN and just everywhere. People coming from absolutely all over the internet to come watch MLG Dallas. Oh, what the... Okay, Naniwa is building a gateway inside Pokebunny's base. There's no chance that Pokebunny knows about this. He has not even sent any sort of scouting SCV or anything, even anywhere on the map. So Naniwa is going to get a very early start here with this gateway, but Pokebunny's going to find it, like, immediately. Did he see the probe come up his ramp? He may have. But now he definitely knows there is a gateway in his base. So Naniwa doing a bit of a cheese play here for Game 1 in this Best of 3 series. And this was the winner's bracket round of 4? Not round of 4, round 4. I'm not sure how many players were actually left in round 4 of the winner's bracket. But Pokebunny doing the correct move here, getting up a second barracks instead of a refinery into an orbital. Maybe he'll still get his orbital right away, but I don't know, because he's going to need Marines to be able to combat this chrono-boosted Zealot that will soon be attacking his SCVs. And Naniwa is getting a pylon up at home, but other than that, nothing new. No cybernetics core, no gas, anything like that. So Naniwa going for a very, very aggressive opener in this Game 1 here on Xel'Naga Caverns against Pokebunny, who is actually notably a very, very young player. I believe he's only 15 years old. Could be wrong, he might be 16, but 15 years old at MLG Dallas, and he is basically a pro gamer already at that age, which is pretty awesome. So he did go with VT Gaming to this event, and there he just killed a Zealot. So far this game he's doing pretty good. Second Zealot about to come out. Not sure what this probe is actually going to be able to do here for the rest of this game. Cybernetics core finally starting for Naniwa back at his base. More SCVs actually under the gun here, or under the Psy Blade, I should say, as you know, Zealots don't have any guns, but these Marines certainly do, and Pokebunny will have 4 of them here soon to be able to ward off this Zealot and probe combo and eventually kill that gateway off. He can produce Marines faster than Naniwa can produce Zealots, and of course he can kite as Marines are ranged. He is getting into a little bit of a bottleneck here, though. Sends those SCVs to the front line, probably wants to keep those guys alive as long as possible. If we look at the worker count, Naniwa is slightly ahead, as you would imagine, since Pokebunny did lose a couple of workers, but that orbital command is done now. There is a mule already mining away, and these 4 Marines are going to have an easy time. 5 Marines now should have an easy time killing off all these Zealots. Naniwa's going to need some really impeccable micro to be able to kill off this number of Marines. And of course, Pokebunny actually can continue producing 2 at a time out of these barracks and eventually build a bunker near his mineral line, so he will be completely safe. He can just build a factory or whatever around that bunker, but right now he's just going straight up Marine and SCV production, trying to finish off this last Zealot. Then he should be able to kill off this gateway. First, Stalker is out for Naniwa. This should actually help immensely trying to kill off these Marines. Of course, a Stalker is faster than a Marine and has better range, so he can run away and get those shields to regenerate if he is good with his micro. Here goes that last Zealot. Should be dying, actually still alive. There it goes. But now the Stalker racking up 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills now for that Stalker in the red health. Naniwa is still chrono boosting out Stalkers here. That gateway not taking near enough damage. Pokebunny tries to go for that pylon, but now it's 6 Marines against 2 Stalkers, or actually just 1 Stalker here on the left side, and another one with red health returning to the fray here. Some SCVs starting to take fire again. Another SCV goes down. There goes another one. Oh my goodness, Naniwa's aggression is pretty crazy right now. Command Center coming up for Pokebunny. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to expand safely or not. SCVs finally surround and kill that last Stalker, and the Marines did shoo away the one from the right side. So now we've got this gateway just taking fire from a Marauder and a few Marines here. All this stuff should be going down. Let's go check Naniwa's base after I set myself too busy, because I totally forgot to. Alright, so pylon taken out, gateways rendered ineffective, but back at Naniwa's base, he's got 3 gateways coming up, 2 gas, working off 2 gas. Warp gate tech is going to be done here soon with no forward pylon. Naniwa is suddenly set back quite a long way. If we look at the worker count, Naniwa is ahead. He's been chrono boosting that gateway quite heavily, but also hasn't lost any workers like Pokebunny has, so he is actually still ahead. back at his base, no attempt to wall off. He doesn't have any production facilities done right now. If Pokebunny were to counterattack, and if you look at the minimap, he is actually doing that, could do quite a lot of damage. Naniwa, not sure what he's going to be able to do. He does have Warp Gate Tech finished, though, so we can flip these over and get 3 Stalkers out very quickly, and I already told you the benefits of Stalkers over Marines. There is only a single Marauder left there for Pokebunny. He does have a Scouting SCV here, so he sees these 3 gates finishing. Pokebunny is actually going to play it cautious and just head back home. He knows that he's got an army advantage right now, so he's just going to sit on it, get that expansion up. We already saw it down here in his main, already completed, turning it into an orbital now, so his economy should be taking a solid lead here soon. Naniwa, I'm not sure what he's going to actually be able to transition to. I do see a Twilight Council coming, so maybe Blink Stalkers will be the spell of choice or the ability of choice for Mr. Naniwa. Pokebunny still just checking around, making sure there's no hidden pylons. Probably a good thing to do since Naniwa did just totally get a gateway into your base in the first 2 minutes of the game. But now he does have a bunker up at his ramp. This orbital command is done creating SCVs. He'll probably make maybe 2 or 3 more before floating that over to the natural. Not a bad idea. You want to get this main fully saturated, and then of course you can just transfer some SCVs once your orbital command lands on the low ground. Also, probably wants to throw up a bunker or 2 down on that low ground by the natural, since he does have the units to actually fill that in. But Naniwa also taking expansion here at his natural, and his army is starting to catch up a little bit. Now that that Twilight Council is done, he still has not researched anything. Instead, he is going to build a Dark Shrine over here in the back right side of his base. Wow, that actually could be very, very effective. Pokebunny does have 2 orbitals, but he has no engineering bay to start building turrets anywhere. He does have a single factory coming now, no chance of getting a Raven anytime soon, so the Dark Shrine could actually finish before Pokebunny has adequate detection. He does have these 2 orbital commands for scans, but I know he's going to be using those mules as much as possible after losing those SCVs in the early game, so Dark Templar could be just what Naniwa needs to keep himself in this game, after falling behind in army count pretty significantly there in the early game. Forward pylon here at the high yield mineral area, so we can warp in on the low ground or on the high ground. I like that little positioning there by Naniwa. Pokebunny still with just 1 bunker protecting his natural, maybe wants another one on the side here soon. Starport is coming up, still no engineering base, still no turrets. Maybe he'll get a Raven fast. I don't see why he would though, since he actually hasn't scouted a Twilight Council or a Dark Shrine coming up, so he is actually playing in the dark a little bit. All he saw was those 3 gateways. Not even sure if he saw that Nexus go down. Let's take a look again. Yes, he did actually see the Nexus coming at Naniwa's natural. So first 2 Dark Templar coming in now for Naniwa. He is going to probably try to divide and conquer, maybe send 1 to the main mineral line and another to the natural mineral line. We'll see in just a moment what actually ends up happening. More mules going down. How much energy is left on this? He's got enough for 1 scan here in this orbital. DT moving in, killing off a couple of SCVs already, not targeting those mules, which is sort of interesting. Still got that energy on the orbital. Dark Templar gets hung up a little bit, but still starting to kill a lot of stuff. Now this one in the main as well, getting his kicks and his kills on all these SCVs. The harvester count dropping steadily for Pokebunny. He's down to 18 now against 42 for Naniwa. That scan finally comes, and 1 Dark Templar is going to be picked off. The one on the right as well goes down, but now the harvester count, as I just showed you, 44 to 16. That is an immense lead for Naniwa, and he can just continue off of those 2 bases. Pokebunny basically has to go kill him right now. There's no way he's going to be able to even up those worker counts, so he is actually loading up 2 medevacs with some Marines and Marauders. Let's see if he actually drops into the main or tries to do a frontal attack at the same time, like a squeeze play sort of situation. Naniwa does not have any more Dark Templar in the field. He does have a probe kind of sneakily hidden in the tasteless secret hallway back here. The orbital command was not rallied to the mineral, so those 2 SCVs were not doing anything. But now he's looking for a hidden pylon, and he does have enough energy for a scan. Actually, maybe 2 scans. Nope, just 1. So we'll see what actually ends up happening with that energy. 1 more Dark Templar coming along here for Naniwa. There is a Raven and turret being built by Pokebunny. Of course, that is the proper decision, getting some detection after you've already seen what is happening. Naniwa just killed a pylon of his own because a unit could have been potentially trapped back there. That was a very strange move. I had no idea he was doing that. But now we have Stim going down. We have a single medevac overhead. 1 medevac did go down extremely quickly, but Naniwa's entire army essentially is here to take out that last medevac, and he's got more than enough to handle these Marauders and Marines. So Naniwa looking very, very strong now, and Pokebunny, or Pokebunny, not Pokebunny. I actually asked him if it was a Pokemon reference or not. He said, no, it is Pokebunny. But, We have a robotics bay coming now, and I wanted to mention this harvester account once again, 53 to 22, and this Dark Templar here from Naniwa hanging out in the middle of the map, watching for these units to come out. The Raven is complete now, so he's going to move out with the rest of those Marines and Marauders, but I think the army value of Naniwa is actually heavier. Actually, it's sort of both ways here. There's a higher mineral cost for Pokebunny's army, but a higher gas cost for Naniwa's. Naniwa actually has 23 supply more, though, and good upgrades coming along, as well as charge. Actually, charge being the only upgrade, I say. Mass upgrades, but really it's just charge. Pokebunny not doing any upgrades. He does have an engineering bay up right now, but his harvesters count, I want to say it again, 57 to 26. Pretty friggin' steep here to try and fight back from that, especially when your drop basically gets killed off very, very quickly. So the fact that Naniwa killed his own pylon, not quite enough to keep Pokebunny in after the great Dark Templar worker kill harassment that was going on. Now he's getting Colossi with extended thermal lances as well. Zealot Colossi transition off of Dark Templar. Pokebunny spent a lot of money on turrets and that Raven tech. So who knows what will actually come up next. I think Naniwa has enough to actually hold this attack. If he makes good use out of Guardian Shield and Force Fields, he might actually have a Colossus done by the time Pokebunny gets here too. And yes, it should be done. Pokebunny sort of looking like he wants to do a little bit of a squeeze play again this time. Going to send one medevac over to the side. Maybe ferry up this entire army. We'll see how that actually ends up happening. No, it looks like he is going to press the natural with his main army and get that medevac over on the right side. Naniwa doing great scout timing there. I don't know what that probe was going to be used for, but it just happened to crash into this huge army. It looks like Naniwa did want to take this gold base at some point, and that could have been what the probe was for. But now that Naniwa knows this is here, he's like, hey, I can kill that. So he starts to move. But now there's a drop in his base, and probes are dying. And so Pokebunny is doing a two-prong attack. Here at the front, the Colossus goes down extremely quickly. Pokebunny does have the unit advantage here on the left side, and it looks like he was doing some decent damage there in the main as well. This could be bad for Naniwa. Zealot charge is finished, though, and these guys just run in there and start destroying these Marines. The medevac does not have enough Healy beams for the entire army, so Pokebunny is actually going to be staved off there from the natural here in the main. Good force fields and a Colossus combination. Look like they're going to take out these last couple of Marauders. No problemo. This medevac is basically just floating around helpless, trying to do some drop micro with a single Marauder, but Pokebunny really wanted to seal the game there and didn't quite manage to do it. Now with this forward pylon, or actually no, the forward pylon was taken out, but Naniwa back over at Pokebunny's natural already with some gateway units. Medevac still here with one Marauder. It actually might get picked off by this single Stalker. Marauder goes down eventually. The medevac is so strong. It runs out of energy though, so now the Stalker is killed. That was an interesting little battle. Yeah, lots of Marauders still here at the Xel'Naga Tower. Pokebunny has a lot of medevacs overhead this time. Should be a better fight for him this time, but Naniwa's army value is so high now. 124 supply against 96. Mineral and gas counts both in Naniwa's favor. This should be easy for Nani at this point. Harvester count. Pokebunny has been catching up steadily, but Naniwa hasn't had to build anything except army recently, so he is looking quite good as well, especially with those Colossi in there. Pokebunny will have to focus those down. He does have a couple of Vikings to try and help out with that cause, but he's just fleeing right now, and this medevac is full of units, so if Naniwa were to kill that off, it would be a huge, huge thing for him. Third Nexus coming down for Naniwa. Second expansion here at the gold base. Pokebunny still is getting a command center, it looks like, built over at his natural. Not sure where he's actually going to end up going with it, but if Naniwa drops the hammer here soon, he might not get to take it anywhere. This army is quite formidable. I almost said quittable, but that is not a word. Well, quittable, I guess, is a word. Quid with a D, not so much. But, yeah. Pokebunny hanging out with some medevacs, Vikings, Marauders, no real upgrades still, 0, 0, 0, 0. Naniwa, I haven't seen a forge out of him yet. There is one building right now, but no upgrades for his army either. This has been a very strange game so far. First with that proxy gateway, then with the Dark Templar attack being so very effective. Pokebunny trying some drops and a squeeze play, didn't quite work out. And now Naniwa just massing with that economy lead, looking worse and worse for Pokebunny here. I do like all these Vikings coming out, though. They are going to make quick work of those Colossi. Actually, 4 Colossi, that could be tough. 3DT is coming to reinforce as well. Pokebunny's trying another drop here somewhere with 2 Marauders and 2 Marines. He's got a scouting SCV just to make sure Naniwa hasn't taken this base, so he's probably a little relieved that he hasn't. I don't know if he knows about the gold base nexus, though. He should. The rocks were already cleared, and he did kill a probe headed there, so should be pretty aware of Naniwa's intentions. But the drop actually gets set down on the ground a little bit early. He's going to take this back corridor over towards these pylons and probes. Naniwa should be able to react to it pretty quickly, though, and a couple of probes will go down, but DT is being warped in to try and fight this off. I like that move. 1 DT is taken out quite quickly, though, while still warping in. Now only 1 DT here to try and finish off these Marauders. A couple of Stalkers coming in as well. The medevac just gets out of dodge, and that's going to be it for that. I just realized I have health bars turned on. When did I do that? I never play with health bars turned on. Sometimes when the game patches, it likes to do things without telling me. Well, hope you guys like health bars. Here we go. Big battle full of green and purple and orange. Lots of stalkers coming in here. The people who always whine for health bars, this is your one game where I totally forgot and didn't even realize it until this point in the game. So congratulations, you've swayed me. But single DT here, going to hack up that Marauder. Looks like Pokebunny wants to take a gold of his own, but he is floating that command center that he already built over to the natural 3rd location behind that destructible rock area. So Naniwa getting over here, helping him finish off the rocks. He's like, "Oh, did you need some assistance? Oh, I'll go ahead and help you kill those rocks," before rolling in here with 5 Colossi, 6 Colossi actually. Vikings taking them out pretty quickly, but not until after they've killed a lot of Marines and Marauders. There are still quite a lot of gateway units here on the ground as well. Pokebunny, upon losing all the rest of his Marauders and Marines, says GG, well played. Good game there. Wow, I actually had not seen this game before I cast it. Pretty exciting stuff. I really like the variety of units and tactics used by both players. Naniwa looked like he was in trouble at the beginning of the game. Pokebunny may have been able to counterattack with those initial Marines and Marauders and win the game, but who knows? Only an alternate dimension would know the answer to that question. But now, let's go into Game 2 of this best-of-3 series between VT Pokebunny and Dignitas Naniwa.